and we'll open it up to Coach Huff to fire away from Marshall University. Thank you for being here.
Good. Thank you guys for being here. Obviously, we're extremely excited. A lot of appreciation for everyone that's put this bowl on, from the management staff here with the Frisco Bowl, from Scooter's Coffee, our title sponsor, all the other people that have hands in this, all the interns, all the hotels, this great city of Frisco. It's been a tremendous pleasure and an honor to be here. We're excited about the opportunity to play a really good football team tomorrow night here in a really good stadium, really good venue. Our players have enjoyed the entire week. The bowl has done a phenomenal job of putting a really good schedule together that our players get a chance to experience not only Scooter's Coffee, but also the city of Frisco. So it's been really good. Obviously excited about the opportunity to play Coach Traylor and his team for what they've done, not only this season, but, in his tenure there. Phenomenal team, phenomenal history as far as what they've been able to do the last few years. Phenomenal players. Their quarterback is really good. He's been playing a really long time. He's got a lot of experience. He truly understands the game and what they're trying to do. And then obviously on defense, the size is probably the biggest group that we'll face or have faced this year. So tremendous challenge. Our guys have prepared well all week. We've enjoyed the bowl, but also kept the main focus at hand. And now we got to go out and execute. So with that, we'll open up with questions.
All right. Thanks, Coach Huff. We also have, of course, center Logan Osborne, senior defensive end Owen Porter as well. We'll fire away with questions. Please just raise your hand and Ray will bring the microphone over to you. Right over here. Right in the middle.
Good to see you, Coach. Obviously, sorry, I'm supposed to introduce myself. Luke Creasy with HD Media. But some coaching changes since that last regular season game. Who is going to take over play calling duties for this game, and how have you kind of seen the offense progress since the change?
Yeah, we have had some changes. The offensive play calling will be similar to how it was the back in the season, to be kind of collective group. Who actually spit the words out. It depends on, down distance situations. So it'll be a combination of Coach Derek Shea, myself, and Coach Chucky Keaton, kind of all working together, which we've done the beauty of it. We've had really a month to kind of work it, if that makes sense. I think a lot of the play calling titles kind of get overemphasized a little bit because it's really a collection of who's really responsible for the run, who's responsible for the pass, who's putting it all together. But for this game, it'll be kind of a collection. Coach Derek Shea will probably spit most of them out. The ones that work, I spit out. The ones that don't work, he spits out. So that's usually pretty good. But that's kind of what we're going to do. It's been kind of a collective group because obviously some of the changes we made, we've had some GAs and QCs kind of fill in to coach those positions. So the tough part becomes where the GAs and QCs have responsibilities on game day as well, before they were moved into new roles. So just balancing that act is what we'll be able to do. Obviously, we will still be in the same world of system that we've been all year. We won't be changing over until the new year, but we'll be in that same world of system with the players we have, right? It's different with certain players, certain position players that we have, and we'll manage the game plan based on those players.
All righty. Kyle is now working the microphone. So raise your hand and Kyle will bring the microphone over to you if you have a question for Marshall. In the back, right over here, please, Kyle.
Mark Martin, WCHS TV, Fox 11 in Charleston, and also with the Thundering Herd Network. This is for both Owen and Logan, and you guys have dressed the part here with the cowboy hats. If you can kind of take us through that, you look good.
Yeah, I think we're fitting right in Texas, to be honest with you. This is my first time being in Texas. I love it. Frisco's nice city. People here are friendly. We got tons of stuff to do. The bowl people have been phenomenal, just putting on a show for us every day. The bowl events have been excellent. Overall, it's just a good experience.
Yeah, finally got a little bit of free time last night, so I bolted over to Cavender's before they closed at 9 and got in here. Isaac ended up going with me, but yeah, had a good time so far. Could have spent a lot more money last night. Thankfully, made a better decision with my own credit card and not spending $1,000 in that store. But bowl game's been good so far.
We're glad you like Texas. Any other questions? Right back up here in the middle, please.
You guys, when you look at the scope of bowl week, I mean, you guys have been through this, I think every year that you've been here at Marshall. Have you had any newer experiences, this year, this being your final year?
I think all bowls trips are similar in that you have bowl events, you have practices, obviously you have the game. I think what makes it different is the cities that you're in, right? Obviously what you do in Frisco is different than what we did in Tampa for the Gasparilla Bowl twice. It's different than what you do whenever we're in Louisiana. So I think that's what makes each bowl, distinguished. This bowl's been different in that, there's different out life. We've gotten to go to the Star. We got to see around the Cowboys facility down there. It's been really fun so far.
Yeah, I agree with Owen. Bowl events are all similar in my opinion, but I think what separates this bowl from others is just the atmosphere of the city. I haven't been to a city quite like this, and it's been a good time for sure.
Chris Mikoski, Bowl Season Radio. Logan, just with your local ties, your walk-on history, everything about it, and the career coming to a close, what do you want your legacy to be as you leave the Herd program?
I just want to be known as being a good teammate, going out there, guys can depend on me. That's all I care about. I want to be known as a leader, be known as a competitor, and just rallying the guys when they need me.
Any other questions? Yeah. Appreciate it.
Not directly related to the bowl, but before you guys made the trip, Randy Moss was back in Huntington for a little while. Did you get a chance to talk with him? Did he get a chance to meet with the team? And if so, what was that experience like for the three of you?
That is a Herd Brother event. And due to the privacy of the Herd Brothers, yes, we did get to interact with Randy. We will be supporting his business venture, but the interaction was not related to the business venture. It was a Herd Brother connection, which is good, and that's a positive thing. And Randy wanted to make sure that what was said to those guys was said to those guys. So we respect that. Not in the negative, it was a positive. And that's one of the beauties of being in the locker room. There are some things that you get to experience, and there are some things that you get to know, and things that you get exposed to that stay in the locker room. And that's not a knock to the fans, but it's like being in a fraternity. There are some things that was really good. So yes, we were able to do that. Yes, we will be supporting Randy's business venture. Actually, the guys wanted to try to go before we left, but we knew the line would be back to 4th Avenue. But I'm sure as soon as we get back, there will be a football line there, not just because it's Randy's, but because it's a new chicken place. I mean, it's just a new restaurant place to go. But yes, to that credit, and I appreciate, what Randy did and what he said. I think they appreciated it. I think it hits home because there are Herd Brothers. Obviously he's known for many things well and beyond what he was able to accomplish was phenomenal. But what he said to those guys, I think being a Herd Brother carries a lot of weight. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Any other questions in the room? Coach Huff, Logan, or Owen? No, if that concludes all the in-room questions, we'll open it up to the Zoom for anybody on Zoom who has a question. If you do, please just raise your hand virtually and we will call on you. We have Steve Helwick. Steve, please unmute yourself and fire away and direct your question to the appropriate individual, please. Hey, Steve.
Hi, Owen. Last year, you guys won the Myrtle Beach Bowl really with an elite defense. What do you think you need to do to get back to that level of play from last year and at the beginning of the season to go out and win this game?
I think the difference between last year and this year for us is we had a lot more guys with more game experience. Now coming into the back end of the season, we played a lot better last week. You can see our younger guys have come along, right? The experience of 10 games is finally hitting them. I think coming into the bowl game, our biggest thing is playing as consistent as possible each play. You can't have, if every single person on the defense has one mess up, well, we have 11 during the game, right? So you have to focus on, being extremely consistent every single play. For me, the one thing I always tell the guys whenever we come out there for a new drive is put your eyes on the right stuff, your body will follow you. So.
All right. Thanks, Steve. Anything else from our guests joining us via Zoom? Chris, we have one more in the room here. Kyle, if you could hand it back over to Chris, please.
Coach, the post game has been teased a little bit on the Bulls social media. Just wanted to get your thoughts on a coffee-based dunking if the Herd were to win.
If we win, I tell these guys all the time, I'll cut my left finger off to win every game. So when we win, whether it's coffee, whether it's soccer balls for the soccer stadium, whether it's Gatorade, or whether we run inside and we do our traditional locker room ceremony, whatever it takes for us to win. And that's what it's really about. And it's not about me, it's about these guys. I think I said it before, probably the best group of guys I've been around my entire career, not because of their talent, but because of their perseverance. We've had some extreme highs and extreme lows this season, and a lot of other players and teams would have checked in, cashed it in. And not one time did we come into the building after a win or a loss and these guys waver on anything we asked them to do. And that means a lot, and that's going to carry these guys a long way in life, because life doesn't always reward you for what you should get. And these guys have put in the work, and we should have done different things in different scenarios, but we didn't. And they still didn't waver on their commitment to myself, the commitment to the program, the commitment to the community. And for that, I want to make sure these guys have an opportunity to go out on a high note. So if coffee is what it is, hot, cold, cream, latte, I don't even know all the versions, medium, dark roast, whatever it is, for these guys to walk out of there with a victory, I'll take it.
For Logan and Owen, last year after the bowl win, Coach had talked about that was the first group of champions that he had ever coached himself as a head coach. What does it mean to be a part of that group, and how much do you want to do that again and make that kind of reiterate that home, tomorrow?
Okay. I think that was our first bowl win, and we never went into off season with a win. And I think that kind of changed our whole off-season culture. I mean, we were riding high. And just to get back to that, that means the world. We have a chance to have a winning season here. And 7-6 sounds a whole lot better than 6-7. So, right now we're just focused on the game plan. We're focused on going out here and just playing consistent football, going out here and executing as best as we can.
Yeah, for me, it was my second bowl win, first one with Coach Huff. Feels great. Feels great to win any game. But it feels even better whenever you finish a season on a high note. Winning the game would be a really good thing for next season's team, although, I won't be here, but it'll help, especially as Ozzie said, it helps extend your culture. It helps to show younger guys that all the work that you put in amounts to something, right? You're still called a champion if you win your bowl game. So.
Great. Anything else in the room here? Anybody else on Zoom? Last call. All righty. Well, thank you all for joining us via Zoom. Thank you all for joining us in the room. Don't go anywhere. We do have UTSA coming up in a moment. Logan, Owen, we can go ahead and say thank you, gentlemen. Best of luck tomorrow night.
Thank
You wear the hats very, very well.